Hello and welcome back to Guitar Club. This week we have another episode of Guitar Hospital. I need to repair my Fender Strat from 2008. I picked it up very cheaply because it was a single pickup one, and I then bought a new scratch plate and I've installed new pickups. But I have a problem with it. I haven't played it for ages, and I went to play it recently and there's virtually no volume at all coming from it. So we're going to open it up and have a look. I have cleaned the switch. We'll open it up and have a look and see. It's probably an earthing issue of some sort because all three of the pickups are working, but very, very quietly. So there's hardly any output. I have checked the wiring on the output jack and that appears to be okay. So it'll be a good chance to review my wiring because I rewired this one myself. So let's open it up and we'll have a look and see what's inside. Right, so let's get this scratch plate off. Lots of springing noises here. Spring, spring. Can I get this out? I was hoping to get this out without removing the strings, but looks like it might be a problem. Come on, out you bastard. Really see what's holding that. Ah, there we are. There it comes. Right. Okay. So as you can see, the pickup cavity's been covered with copper tape. And there, and I can immediately see the problem. That's just come straight off there. So where did that one go? I have to think this one through. So you can see my wiring job there, which I'm quite pleased with. That's quite neat. So for whatever reason, this wire has just come loose completely. So all I need to do is figure out where it goes. All right, so those are the three. So here we've got the three earths for the pickups. That is earth to there, and that one is earth to there. So where have we got a problem? Tone capacitor there. Volume, tone, tone. And that needs to go somewhere. Can't see where that's supposed to go, to be honest. So the earth for all three is to there, which is fine. That's earthed across nicely to that, and there, and there. That one looks to be spare. Okay, so after a lot of head scratching, this is from there, hence the ground hum. So I thought this one was that one, but it's not. That's the one that goes through to the bridge. This is the one for the cavity. So I just need to resolder that. So easy job, but took me a while to figure it out. So I need to strip this one off, retin it, and solder it to the connection in there. I don't know if you can see that. Actually, can't really move it around. They're in there. Just there is the ground lug for the cavity. So let's go and put the soldering iron on. We'll resolder that. That was a lot of head scratching because I couldn't figure out. I thought this wire here, because it disappears into a hole under there, was the one that was grounding the shielding, but it's not. So just goes to show sometimes you just need to look a bit closer. Right, so we'll resolder that and then we'll put it back together. So this gives us a good example of where one tiny error, this wire coming loose, can stop the whole guitar working properly. So all this wire does is provides an earth connection to the cavity, and I'm suspecting that because it had broken loose, it was touching something probably on the pickup selector here, which was then shorting that to ground and preventing it from sending a good signal. So we'll rewire this. Let's just hold that still with the helping hands here. Get my little speaker out of the way. So this is a very useful little gizmo. Just holds the wire steady while you're soldering it. So you can see that this guitar had been quite heavily modified when I got it. They'd put a brass block for the tremolo, which I'll show you in a minute. I think probably I did all of the cavity with copper tape. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I did that when I did the pickups. This copper tape needs to come over the top and touch the foil here to give an earth, and that then creates what they call a Faraday cage. That Faraday cage provides shielding for the whole area and cuts down any interference from the single coil pickups when they pick up any noisy electrical equipment. Right, so we'll just tin this wire. Try and do it so you can see what I'm doing. As you can hear, it's still connected up. This is just the earth wire. So tin that first. I'll put a bit of extra solder on here to make sure it's got a really good connection so we don't have the same problem happening again. We'll poke that through so we've got a mechanical connection as well as a solder connection. So I'll poke that through there. It's pretty hot, so mind my fingers. Ouch. Yowzers. Bend it over so that way we've got a mechanical connection as well as a solder connection. And we'll resolder that. And of course my soldering iron is right on the limit of the cable where it will reach because I'm trying to get everything lined up with the camera. And that should do us. Let's leave that to dry. So we've got a nice strong solder connection there. And then we need to reattach that to this little, oh, let's just move that out of the way so you can see if we can. Let's bring the camera a bit easier. So you can see this little lug attaches to this screw here, which grounds it onto the copper plating here. It probably would have originally just had some electroconductive paint on here to do that. So this little screw is what provides the connection to the earth, and this wire links back onto that, like so. So all that remains to be done now, you can hear the earth hum from this. I think you'll find that once we put this back on there, that will pretty much disappear. Let's see if we're right. There we are. Certainly much less anyway. I'm being very lazy here. Normally I would take all the strings off, but this is my guitar. I don't particularly play it very often, so I don't really want to waste a new set of strings on it. Nothing trapped under there. So we'll fix this all back together. As I've said before, when you're putting these screws back in, I would always do them by hand, otherwise you risk stripping the threads in the wood. So before we put everything back together, we'll just have a quick look under here and show you the modification that's been done here. And they've fitted a brass trem block. There we are. So you can see on here, it's been fitted with a nice heavy duty brass tremolo block. I I guess that's to give it a bit of extra sustain. I think the original Mexican one was probably fairly flimsy. This is all, there's the earth that's coming through that I was thinking was the one that was connected to that lug on the inside. So there we are, we can see in the back of it. Some people just leave these back plates off. I think they look a bit untidy like that, to be honest. But so we'll pop this back together, and then you can have a listen and see what it sounds like. Here I am back in the office stroke studio. I'm really pleased that I've repaired this, because when I came to play it, I enjoyed playing it a lot more than I remember. So quick review. This is a 2008 Fender Straight 6 it started off as, which was a single humbucker pickup here with a plain pick guard, single volume control, and that's about it. I'll put a picture up so you can see. I converted it because I already had guitars with a humbucker, and I wanted a Strat style guitar. These pickups are Iron Gear blues engine pickups, which are the style I wanted, sort of vintage style pickups. It's a made in Mexico guitar. Fender tuners, which I've left on there. They're very nice. As you've seen, the pickup cavities were lined with copper tape. Also, the output jack cavity has been lined with copper tape. I've replaced the original pick guard with this tortoiseshell one. Time for some tones so you can have a listen. One more thing, please remember to like and subscribe.